Hello, in this video we will talk about the Krebs cycle. That is very easy to understand if you will concentrate this topic. So here is the cell which contain nucleus and a lot of mitochondria present in the cytosol. So in the cytoplasm, that obviously we have already discussed in previous video, glycolysis occur and produce two pyruvates, and these two pyruvates which further proceed to go by the oxidation, oxygen use and different enzymes used into the mitochondria. So here is the mitochondria, and that's two pyruvates will go into the inner matrix of the mitochondria, inner membrane of the mitochondria. So that's inside of the. So here is the 2 ATP and 2 NADH produced, and pyruvate is also produced. So this pyruvate in the result of glycolysis which go into the Krebs cycle. So here is the enzyme used pyruvate go into the Krebs cycle, and oxygen which that is used also and convert carbon dioxide is known as decarboxylation. So here Krebs cycle will trigger in this in the mitochondria inside of the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So here is that is obviously ATP will be produced, but it's not a lot of ATP produced, but NADH will be produced. So NADH will be produced and FADH2 is also produced. So here we can understand about the Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is the cycle in which amino acid looking here in the diagram and fatty acid which that is beta oxidation from here, which that beta oxidation to produce a free fatty acid which that also go into the Krebs cycle, and amino acid which that is acetylation, that is at acetyl CoA enzyme used to enter the Calvin cycle into the Calvin cycle. So now we will talk about the process of Calvin cycle. So here is the pyruvate which that is come from the glycolysis, result of glycolysis to produce two pyruvate. So these two pyruvate one by one will enter. First of all, we will talk about the one pyruvate will enter into the Krebs cycle. So here is the 2 NAD plus will convert into NADH. So NADH will again release when contact with the oxygen, half molecule of oxygen and two hydrogen and two electron and proton will convert into water. It means single oxygen will produce one molecule of water. So two pyruvate will produce two molecule of water. So here is the acetyl CoA. When acetyl CoA bind to produce acetyl CoA will be produced, and oxaloacitate will be converted after the fixation of this acetyl CoA into the oxaloacetate in the presence of citrate synthase enzyme to produce citrate. So citrate is the 6 carbon 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 obviously. So here is the citrate will be aconitase enzyme. In the presence of aconitase enzyme is produce isocitrate. So here is the rearrangement of the molecule, hydroxyl group will be changed. So isocitrate from here you can say here that is citrate which is changed from the hydrogen and hydroxyl group, you can say, and you can watch by the stop of the video. You can pause the video and watch comfortably. So here is the NAD plus will convert into NADH. So what is the enzyme which used for the reduction? So here is the basically isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme used. Why dehydrogenase? Because dehydrogenation will be occur to release the hydrogen into the NADH2 and carbon dioxide. So here is the alpha ketoglutarate will be produced, that is 4 carbon, and that is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase again act to in the presence of CoA. So here is the CoA also produced and release. After the release go into the cycle to produce citrate 6 carbon, and here is the 4 carbon alpha ketoglutarate which that is basically NADH is again convert dehydrogenase and carbon dioxide release to produce a 4 carbon. So basically 5 was alpha ketoglutarate was 5 carbon containing molecule. So here is the succinyl CoA, which that is 4 carbon containing molecule. So CoA release and water absorb. So here is the basically succinate enzyme will be produced. So a succinate enzyme is looking like here. So this succinate enzyme, succinate molecule will be act by the presence of succinate dehydrogenase enzyme to produce FAD plus into FADH2. So fumarate will be produced. So here is the fumarate, which that's 4 carbon containing molecule, and that's a fumarate will be ultimately converted into the malate by the absorption of water. So the water will be absorbed to add the hydrogen and oxygen molecule to convert the oxaloacetate. So this oxaloacetate in the presence of malate dehydrogenase enzyme used to produce again NAD plus in convert into NADH. So this cycle is two time create due to the 2 pyruvate molecule will be produced. So that is basically oxaloacetate will be again produced, and that's again will be carboxylation, and that's etc will be produced. So that's alpha ketoglutarate is 5 carbon basically. I was in my mistake. So now we will talk about the step of the here is the formation of citrate. It is the step of the summary of the basically Krebs cycle. So here is the isomerization to produce isocitrate, and again oxidative decarboxylation will be produced. That is oxidative decarboxylation again will be regeneration of oxaloacetate. So that's the regeneration will be occur of oxaloacetate, and that's again will be cycle again and again will be produced for citrate, and again formation of citrates, and that's formation of oxaloacetate again will be converted into formation of citrate. So that cycle will be occur is simple. So now we will talk about the equation. So pyruvate will be added by the CoA in the presence of NAD plus, that's NADH2 will be produced, and carbon dioxide and acetyl CoA will be released. So here you can say that here is the now we will talk about the calculation of NADH. So here is the 2 NADH, here is also 2 NADH, and here is also 2 NADH will be produced. So total will be 6, except the presence of here upper side was not including. Basically here we can include. So 6 NADH will be produced and 1 ATP. So it means 2 cycle create 2 ATP. So FADH2 is equal to basically 2 FADH, because 2 cycle due to the 1 sugar molecule really breakdown. So that is basically FADH and NADH, FADH2 NADH will be go into the, it means here is the 2 FADH2, so it means 4 will be produced obviously. So that will go into the electron transport chain. So electron transport chain will again produce ATP. Will talk about in the next video. So here is the protein, carbohydrate and fat, oil, fat, meat, amino acid, and here is the carbohydrate. When we will eat these things, including all things will be eat during the lunch, dinner, etc. So snacking. So that will be convert into oil, convert into beta oxidation to a fatty acid, go into the Krebs cycle, free fatty acid, and there's a meat amino acid which that is go in free amino acid, which that is acetylation of amino acid to go into the Krebs cycle. So here is the sugar will also go into the glycolysis, first glycolysis to produce pyruvate. That pyruvate go into the Krebs cycle. So that is all thing is due to the Krebs cycle. So that's I hope you make sense about the Krebs cycle. If you not make sense, we will again will make a video about Krebs cycle. Thanks. You can subscribe this channel.